Hey, I wanted to jump on and have a conversation real quick. And I wanted to talk about the importance of deleting old files from your mind, from your computer. And I'm contrasting your mind, will, and emotions to a computer. Because if we don't delete the old files, guess what? They continue to pile up, and it takes up memory. It takes up the possibility of something new being replaced with that old file. Now, when I say old file, I'm gonna clarify and say old toxic files. Toxic files, because some old files are good and you need to hold on to. You need to hold on to that understanding. You need to hold on to that memory. However, there are tons and tons of toxic files that we have to be mindful of, and we have to clean it out. We have to clean those files out, because within those files there are individual folders. Okay, there are folders, individual documents, individual per se teachings, individual thoughts, whether it was self-induced or thoughts that were injected by another person, place, or thing. So when we're talking about toxic files, these thoughts are false. They are not true. Yes, it may have been a reality at the time, or it may have happened, but you have to be sure to put something else on top of that. Put something else on top of that. Say, for instance, if you were in a situation where you went to the doctor and you got a bad report. Maybe he said your blood pressure was high, or your cholesterol was high. But then, okay, that's a file, or an individual folder within that file of your health. Okay, your health file. The individual folder says, oh my goodness, my blood pressure is high, or my cholesterol is high. But you begin to put new information in your computer. You begin to put new information in your file, and you begin to eat better. You begin to exercise. You begin to get rid of the stress. You begin to get rid of the hidden anger spiritually, because hidden anger does induce blood pressure. So you begin to do the things that started to reverse the repercussions. And then you didn't update or refresh your file. So whenever you think about that file, what you're going to think about is, oh my goodness, my blood pressure. You're going to have anxiety. You're going to have all of these negative emotions and triggers. When if you refresh the file, you're going to find out that's not your reality anymore. That's not your truth anymore, because you've done better. That stuff has been reversed. So whenever you think about blood pressure, you be like, So if you deleted that old file, high blood pressure, no file found. Hallelujah. No file found. No file found. Because that's not your truth anymore. So there was no file found for high blood pressure. And as a side note and a sidebar, the older folks, even people today, it's just come down through the generations and stuff. They say once you have high blood pressure, you'll always have high blood pressure. Or once you have, diabetes, it's like once you get it, then it's yours for the rest of your life. And you need to make that a no file found, because that is a lie. That is a lie, because number one, remove that toxic thought, and put this thought on top of it, because Jesus is healer. for by his stripes, we are healed. Okay, so to say that something is yours forever, as far as being sick or whatever, that is a toxic lie, and it's not the truth, because that's to say that the Lord's redeeming power put perpetual sickness on some things, but some things he heals. No, he don't pick and choose like that. He is healer. He is healer. He can heal you of whatever the ailment is. So the Lord is healer. He is healer. So put that in your thinking and in your reasoning, so that whenever people come up to say, oh, once you have high blood pressure, you will never, that's there forever. Because I had somebody to tell me that years ago when I was in my 40s, I believe, and I had high blood pressure. He said, once you get high blood pressure, you never get rid of high blood pressure. I said, I rebuke that in Jesus' name. I rebuke that. Because I'm not receiving that, But yeah, so change the file. No foul found. No foul found. And then the triggers, stress. No foul found. And y'all, that is like so profound, because the things that you used to do are the things that you used to be, but you are not that anymore. So guess what? Whenever that devil, that enemy comes to try to like ruminate that thing and find that trigger, it's going to be like, no foul found. No foul found. Some can say, I used to be a prostitute. But when that pimp comes to try to entice you, no foul found. I don't have any more triggers. That's not my truth anymore. There's been new information put into my mind, will, and emotion. So I'm not triggered by the drugs anymore to get me to like turn sexual tricks for a drug. I'm not tempted anymore by money. I'm not tempted anymore by these things, by the word love. I love you, and then I've become this sex slave to you in the name of a toxic love. No foul found. No foul found. So the objective is to heal from those triggers. Well, I'm not even going to say heal from the triggers, because you have to heal from the emotions. You have to heal from the thoughts. And then those triggers are going to like be disengaged anyway. Those triggers are going to be disengaged anyway. And I'll be transparent and give you a true life story, okay? When I'm driving and stuff sometimes, well, back in the day more, because I'm not triggered by it anymore. But people sometimes just drive crazy. They're not paying attention. They're not, they're texting. And like right now, I'm like doing a video and everything, but my hand is free. My phone is like stable. But people can, you can tell that they're zoned out, or they're just so distracted. And I believe that if a person is behind the wheel of driving, then they should drive. Drive with awareness, drive with alertness, drive with skill. Okay, so you can like retain your lane so that you can stay safe on the road, and therefore do your due diligence to keep others safe on the road and not have to like suffer at your hand. Now that's what I believe. So whenever a person will the light would turn red and you're sitting there, and then the light would turn green, and this person just sitting there looking at the light, and it's not registering with them in their head to press on the gas so that they can go forward, because the light is now green, and that is an indication that they can go now. Okay, so that's not registering in their head. So there are times whenever a person doesn't go ahead and let that register and go on under the light, and then when they finally realize it, they punch it, and then the cars behind them, they get the yellow light again, because this other car neglected to do what they needed to do to keep the rotation and the flow moving smoothly. So that was like a trigger for me. I don't know if it was, I don't know what it was, road rage, it was like hidden rage, I don't know. But on the same token, I don't calm down like a whole lot from that. Not to say that they're right in doing what they do, but now I just like say, you know what? I don't have no control over that person. I don't have no control. Cars riding down the road and stuff, and then they just jot over in front of you real quick, making you have to like slam on your brakes because of their bad decisions. So yeah, that stuff would trigger me, and I'd be like, what are you doing? And sometimes I would blow the horn. But now I really don't do that now. Number one, it's because people crazy. You don't know whenever you running into somebody who would doggone take a gun out and blow your head off, because of something they did that you're like correcting them on. But the real live story is I had to like get over that. I had to get over that because I don't have any control over that. So now when I'm riding down the road, I just go at an even kilter. I go at an even pace. If a car pull over in front of me and he can get over in that little bitty space, and it may make me say, man, really? But I just say, you know what? It ain't nothing I can do about that. I'm not getting ready to let my blood pressure go up and down because of this person over here. So that's a true life story. So I had to like get rid of those emotions and put new thinking on top of that old thinking, so that whenever it happens, it's not going to trigger me. It's not going to trigger me. Now I've had cars that like almost caused me to have like an accident, like that almost caused me to actually have an accident. So yeah, that'll trigger me because that it jolted me into like a certain mind frame. But as far as just superficial thought of just like honking my horn at every given thing that I think needs to be, honked at, I had to get over that. So now, whenever these people get over in front of me, just like a everyday occurrence, no foul found. And guess what? I feel much better because I'm not on like a whenever I'm driving and stuff, especially during like rush hour and stuff like that. I'm not like already in this mode of like a fight or flight mode. Like, oh my goodness, let me make sure I like guard myself against these people that's driving. So now it's just like an even kilter, not just like free flow. So yeah, you have to like work on your mind, your will, and your emotions, and get those toxic files, delete them, get healing in those areas so that you won't be triggered anymore. No file found. All right, thank you.